Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Carlos with Twins Reef, and on today's video I'm going to give you guys an update on the Red Sea Max E170. And for those that are new to my channel, I've been having this tank for a couple years now, but I never got this tank to reach its full potential. It had its up and down. I bought this tank used, secondhand. It came with the Neuro 5 pump, and it came with the stock LED, which is an AI Hydra. It came with the stock skimmer, and since day one, I was never able to actually make it work to this day. And besides that, I think I shut this tank down a couple times, like one or twice. And again, I've been through ups and downs where I have lost corals due to a heater going bad, just overheat and cooked all my corals. Having issues with corals dying all of a sudden. And you know what? That made me actually upgrade this tank. I know I shouldn't upgrade if the tank isn't mature or the corals are overgrowing the tank, but I wanted to have a system that's going to allow me to actually have a skimmer, even though I could probably bought a skimmer for this tank. But I've been wanting and have that craving, that itch to actually have an aquarium that had a sump. And not only that, I've always wanted to own a brand new Red Sea tank. Even though Red Sea have always been a tank that I've always desired and wanted to own, and finally own one, this was my first one. Again, it was secondhand, but owning a brand new aquarium is something different. Not only did I upgrade due to wanting a tank that had a sump and a brand new tank, that me being a first owner, but it gives you more options to get reactors, dosing pumps, and things like that. Even though, again, all that is still possible in an all-in-one system like this. One thing I thought to myself was, why not just get a big tank? And I should have done this a minute ago. Not been shy of buying a larger aquarium, because at the end of the day, once corals mature and start growing, you're gonna have to upgrade or rehome the corals or the frags that you get out of them. But anyhow, so that is the introduction for those that are new to my channel, and that is one reason why I am setting up the Red Sea Reefer 300 G2. So I have uploaded 2 videos on that tank already, and honestly, regarding the Red Sea Reefer 300, I'm taking my time, regarding equipment and everything. Let the tank cycle and do its thing. So one thing with the Red Sea Max E170, everything is doing good. I actually shut down the Innovative Marine 20-gallon dropped off tank. That tank had just a couple rocks, a couple unwanted corals that I had, and it had a gold nugget maroon as well as a dotty back, or purple dotty back. And one problem there was, when I transferred everything to this tank, all the rocks and corals that were in that tank were covered with hair algae, with bubble algae. And setting up the Reefer 300, I kind of didn't want to buy new rocks. I kind of wanted to, and kind of didn't want to buy new rocks, because again, I was gonna pay around $300 just on rocks when I already have rocks. So I was like, how am I gonna clean these rocks from all this unwanted algae? So one thing I actually did, guys, was I bought a rabbit fish, a fox face fish. Online, I kind of couldn't find any information or confirmations on it actually eating algae or being good with bubble algae. But I actually went to my local fish store, and I just went there to buy some dry goods like fish food. And I asked the owner, I mentioned to him that, you know what, I want a fish that's able to eat bubble algae. And he told me fox face fish, the rabbit fish, was the perfect fish to do it. Not only that, but it does it at a timely manner. And I've had this fish for about 2 weeks now, and it has got rid of all the hair algae from all the rocks. And I've seen them pick at all the bubble algae, and there's just little to none bubble algae now at the rocks and at some of the corals. So my plan with it was, since it will eat corals, or some of them will, and I do not want to risk it, my plan for this fish is just keep it until he cleans the rocks and then rehome them. There's a local fish store that they sell them for $100. I paid $50 for this fish somewhere else, and they'll give you like 1/4 of what you paid for it. So if I was to trade it where it's worth $100, I might be able to get like $25 to $30 for it. Or if I was to trade it where I actually bought it from, they will probably give me like $15 for it. Anyhow, so that is what's new with this tank. That's why it looks so overstocked with rocks, so crowded with rocks. I was also scared, of adding the gold nugget maroon, because it is a maroon clownfish, and then my black storm is actually a Ocellaris designer clownfish. So I thought they were gonna fight. That's why I had 2 separate tanks. But then I thought to myself, why am I wasting electricity? And really, to the innovative marine, I wasn't paying no attention to it. That's why I had so much bubble algae, hair algae. The glass was always dirty. There was all unwanted coral there, so it was basically a tank that I didn't pay little to no attention, no husbandry work on it. So I was like, you know what, let me just remove all the rocks, corals, fish, and transfer them to the Red Sea. And that's what I did, and I do not regret it, because both of the clownfish, they haven't fought yet, and I hope they don't, because these are 2 of my favorite fish. When I first got to the hobby, the gold nugget maroon was always a fish I've always wanted to stay one. And then once the black storm came out a couple years ago, that was a fish that I really liked how it looked. So I was like, I'm going to keep both of them, because I was so indecisive who was going to stay on my main display tank. But as it looks right now at the moment, I'm able to keep both of them. The hippo tank also has grown since I last bought it. It looks fat and healthy. I was always scared of owning a hippo tank, because I heard so much people saying they tend to get ick and get sick a lot. But it all depends who left all those comments online. It all depends how you treat your fish, how mature your system is. And so far, the blue hippo tank has been a perfect fish here in my aquarium. And my mandarin is somewhere in the back. He's also doing good, and I know he's a he because he's a male. That top fin, if it's long, that means it's a male. If it's short, it's a female. Also, the purple dotty back is doing good. It tends to always hide on the rocks, and it's actually somewhere over there. And I'll show you guys in a bit what's left of the bubble algae. So if the camera is actually able to pick it up, you'll be able to see a couple of bubble algae there. So there's just a little bit left of this rock. This thing was literally covered with bubble algae. Also, this rock here, which it's man-made, it could actually hold frag plugs. It was covered with a lot of hair algae and bubble algae, and the rabbit fish has basically cleaned it. There's just a little bit more there on the top, and I'm confident that soon, there's gonna be little to no algae left in this tank. Now let's go with the corals, and let's start off with this beauty. The OG bounce has grown so much since when I bought it. Literally, this video makes it no justice. You know, that's one reason I am upgrading, because I want to set up an aquarium that I'm not gonna mess with no more. More space, keep collecting mushrooms, and this OG bounce is gonna look stunning. I'm also, you know, that my Red Sea Reefer is basically in the living room, which this tank here is actually at the end of the hallway, where whenever people visit me or when I'm ever in the couch, I'm able to look at the tank and just admire the beauty of all the corals. Now, following along with the forgot the name of this Lactus mushroom. At first I used to think these were cool, but now that I own one, they're not all that. But you know, it's still a cool looking mushroom. It's nice. I paid $20 for it. I remember seeing these things like for $200. I do not know how much they're worth. Another mushrooms that I have are the Superman. I have the Sunkiss. They're doing good. That Sunkiss has grown so much, and that's not even the original. The original is actually right there. That thing split like twice already. Then a coral that I got from the drop-off tank is some GSP, which is doing good. Even though some people considered it a pest, I think GSP is a pretty nice, you know, coral. And then we move along, the red discosomas. That red discosoma in the back, I say she because that's the mother of all the mushrooms, is big. It's like bigger than my OG bounce, and it's also gonna look stunning on the display tank. My Blastoise started dying, retracting, so we'll see what happens with it. The Super Freak mushroom looks good, not a lot of color. The Rainbow Aitken, it's looking all right. So we'll see what happens with it. Then I have a a hairy mushroom that I want to get rid of it because they grow like crazy and they tend to sting other corals, and I don't want to deal with that. Spicy lemon phobia, also brought from the drop-off tanks, doing good. Then this is the original spicy lemon phobia. It's already growing where that hammer coral is at. Then the gold/orange branching hammer coral is doing good. Same with the one on top. They just slightly look different. Again, this video gives it no justice on what's the actual color of the corals. The red discosoma right there also looks super nice. They also came from the drop off. Then I have another Aiken down there, looks decent. One thing I noticed again, my dragon soul phobia looks like it's dying. I don't know what happened to it. I do gotta test the water again with salinity, temperature. I do have a temperature probe, so the temperature should be accurate, but I do need to check salinity because sometimes that is something we don't think about, and it ends up, you know, affecting our corals. One thing I like about soft corals like psoas, mushrooms, leather corals, that they are a little bit more of a hardy coral, so they're more forgiving. And I'm glad, because OG pounds cost me a pretty penny. And one coral that I really love is this jawbreaker mushroom, guys. I bought this thing when it was like literally like a penny or smaller. Bought it for like $110, and it has grown since. I think I probably have it for about maybe a year. And look at it, it's so beautiful, and it's right now probably as big as a quarter. You know, it's been a slow grower, but regardless, I'm happy that I have it in my tank. But yeah, that's pretty much for corals. I haven't bought anything yet regarding this tank. One, because I'm gonna shut this tank down and transfer everything to the Red Sea Reefer 300. Yeah, you know, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. Just want to give you guys a quick update on the Red Sea Max E170. It is a nice tank. I know I could have done more with this aquarium, but I didn't. But again, for those that are going to be coming to the hobby, all the new reefers, if you have the opportunity to get a larger tank, just go with it, because at the end of the day you're going to upgrade. I started small with a small aquarium, and now I'm setting up my first large saltwater tank, which is a 75 gallon. This one is about 45 gallons, so it's 30 more gallons. So yeah, one thing I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna keep the Hydra 26 Lite and use it for the Red Sea Reefer 300, and this tank just sell it. And if I can sell it for my asking price, I'll probably just keep it, because you never know if I will set it up again. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video, and to be honest, I don't know if this is the last update regarding this tank. It all depends, the process of setting up the Red Sea Reefer 300. But regardless, I'm enjoying the hobby. This tank is on auto, it's on cruise control. I haven't done a water change in about 3 weeks. Probably gonna do one tomorrow. But yeah, look at all of my fish. They look happy. They are super nice. The gold nugget maroon, honestly, is freaking fire. It's nice. But they do tend to get a little bit larger. That's why I went with the Red Sea Reefer 300. Also, the blue hippo tank's gonna grow, so that's one reason why I bought the Red Sea Reefer, because the hippo tank's gonna grow, so is the gold nugget. And it allows you to actually keep tanks, where in a tank this size, you're not able to keep as much fish as you would like. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I am out. Peace.